So the table is flying and everybody's taking cover.
I wish I've been coached under Mourinho.
Yeah,
What I'm hearing.
you know what you said when you come into the second half and you're not playing well. He doesn't speak for 10 minutes. Mourinho was like exactly like that. Mourinho comes in and everybody sits quiet. Everybody we're silent, quiet, and he's in the toilet. And then he comes out with his zipper.
The boss did the same.
His belt is still trying to tuck his shirt
The boss
on.
do
His
the
tie.
same. This is crazy. How you say
And then he comes in the middle of the room, and then he takes a towel, still quiet, takes the towel, wipes his shoes, and then comes to you. If he's taking you off, he comes to you. You don't want him to come to you and part to you. He's like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're out. And then he goes, you fuckers, you. And then he starts the
Okay, so that's what Mourinho does when he's the Mourinho team. John Mikel will always talk about Chelsea. Everybody knows he's a Chelsea die-hard man. He loves Chelsea to the core. People say, Mikel, you're talking too much. But that's how he loves to be. He's got a podcast, OB1, and that's about John Obi Mikel, the Chelsea ex-international. He literally won everything for himself at that club side. But you cannot say you did not see what happened yesterday. And whenever a team side or a team or a manager loses a game, they come out to say the other way. But I'm not saying it's not right, but I'll tell you, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has blamed tiredness as a factor for his side's defeat to Newcastle United in the second leg of the Carabao Cup on Wednesday night. Goals from Jacob Murphy and Anthony Gordon's and Newcastle 2-0 win over the 4-0 side on an aggregate. That's like the aggregate. But I'll tell you, the Gunners went into the game hoping to replicate their performance against Man City like what they did at the weekend, but we are second best in that very game throughout the tie. But Arteta said in the post-match analysis, physically we were tired. And we played so many games. We played so many games every 3 days. And we knew that this was going to be a really high intensity on. But he went as far as saying, I think emotionally as well, it was a very different game. And we needed to get there to believe right until the end that we could do it. And before the game got off, we lost that very game. The Spaniard also admitted that his side lost the tie in the first leg, and it's an opportunity missed into the final. Arteta in his words went as far as saying, we certainly made it very difficult for ourselves. If you are in the semi-final and you don't get into the final, that's a very bad one. But also Arsenal will now focus their attention in the Premier League and UEFA Champions League to stand a chance of winning the silverware this season. They are in the second position in the Premier League and have qualified for the Champions League round of 16. What more can be said about Arsenal? Welcome to the Sports Republic show. Good morning, depending on where you're watching from anyways. Thank you so much for joining us right here. We are Voice of the People, and this is the Voice of the People television. We have to give you sports update just as it goes on every day. Now let's talk. Eric Chelle is in the story, But I have my man on the sideline, and maybe you have to tell me, Henry, our correspondent in the Netherlands, he talked to me on this one before we talk about the Super Eagles. Maybe he tells me if there's an excuse for Arteta and his voice. Not really so much deep talk, but let's just get him involved. Henry, if you're here, great to have you. Good morning.
Kizzy, good morning, Nigerians.
Yeah, welcome. Oh, you look like are you looking at Frimpong today? Oh, what a hairstyle. Oh, goodness me. That looks very nice on you, though. Nice head, though, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome
you.
to the show. Any excuse for Arsenal yesterday out?
Kizzy, there's no excuse. No excuse at all. They got served somehow. They went to the Magpies and ate some humble pie.
Really? No excuse?
Of course. No excuse. Imagine on aggregate they lost 4-0. And if VAR had not taken off the earlier goal from Isaac,
right,
it would have been a total of 5-0. And Arsenal did not respond with even one goal.
So there is
no excuse at all.
Okay, so where do they go from here? The Champions League, the round of 16 in the Champions League already, and they have the Premier League. I mean, are we going to see, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying, are we going to see Arteta losing out the silverware this season again? A major trophy.
Will you be surprised?
I'm just saying, I don't know.
I would not be surprised if Arsenal ends this season with nothing. We know them as next season football club. Every at the end of every season, we hear Arsenal fans saying we'll go again next season. let's go again next season.
So you call
But at
us
the end of
now.
the season,
Go on,
sorry?
go on.
At the end of the season, they have nothing to show for it. This is the era where we have them saying, "Oh, this is the best Arsenal team that we've seen in a long time." But even with this best Arsenal team that Mikel Arteta has assembled, because Kizzy, what we are looking here is that this is his own team. Remember that when Arteta first came in, he won the FA Cup.
Right.
Yeah, but the team he used was not his team. Since he started the assembling of his own team, Arsenal does not have anything to show for it, except every season they qualify for Champions League.
Okay, you know what, Henry?
And
You know what? Before you talk about that more, please leave me with the result tonight. Comes a very big one. Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 deficit. Against Liverpool, and the Schlots will definitely want to win that one because it's in the race for quadruple, and they're in the Premier League out now. Sorry, Liverpool in the Premier League, Liverpool in the round of 16 Champions League, in the fourth round of the FA Cup, and also the Carabao Cup. So tonight they play a very big game, and one man, Ange Postecoglou, rightly said to the media, "In every of my second season, I win trophies." So maybe this is like a big night for Ange Postecoglou, Tottenham Hotspur. But tell me about Liverpool and Slot tonight. Leave me with the result before we go to the Nigerian story.
the result I'll leave you with will be 2-0 to Liverpool.
So Liverpool wins out their game.
Yes, Liverpool
right.
wins at home.
Okay, so let's get into talking ways as an allegiance switch in those very one. Quickly on the show, let's talk about the part where we want to see Eric Chelle, the new Super Eagles coach, get in the right selection, bring in the right players at the right time, make the right call, let the guys who are supposed to be called up be in the team. So it doesn't be the detriment of the national side. But let me tell you, from that game played yesterday, 2 Nigerians were involved in that very one. I'll let you know, in an intense Carabao Cup semi-final second leg, Newcastle triumphed 2-0 over Arsenal, securing a 4-0 aggregate victory with former England under-21 international of Nigeria descent. His name is Jacob Murphy. He's playing a very pivotal role for the Newcastle side. But Murphy, you need to know, opened the scoring in the 90th. That's the 90th minute to the composed finish. His low drive finding the back of the net after a clever pass into the box. The striker proves crucial as it gave Newcastle the early lead and settled their nerves, making it an uphill task for Arsenal. While Murphy shown in the attack, another forward of Nigerian descent, Eitan Wanieri, made an important contribution as well. The 17-year-old came off the bench in the 37th minute, replacing the injured Gabriel Martinelli. Wanieri's introduction came after Martinelli's appeared to sustain a painful injury, prompting manager Mikel Arteta to make the substitution. Wanieri fresh legs added some energy to Arsenal attack, but that's a long story. Let's talk about Nigerians and their connection. Please, Henry, let's get into this one. It's no longer news about what Isak is really doing to Arsenal. That man is on fire. He's like a beast in the game. Isak, for me, amazing player. He's lived up to expectation. But let me keep on the side. Let me talk about those that really concern me at this point, because we talk about Nigerian news. We have Murphy of Nigerian descent. Under 21 for the English side is not the first to have been here. Moses, Victor Moses also played in that regime. Agbalaho. Many of Nigerian players have gone through that reign from the British side. Now we have Wanieri, Nathan. And we'll talk very soon about Eric Chelle making a move to England to meet some of the big players. But now let's talk about one part. Tell me, let's talk about the players' selection. This guy that is calling Murphy, can we not convince him? Just bring it back home.
Casey, I don't think he's still eligible to play for Nigeria. I think he's already capped his
Murphy?
Yeah, Murphy.
For what country?
I don't think he's for England.
No, I don't. That's for the under 21. He's not been the national team. He's not been called up. He's not gotten a big start.
Oh.
International debut. He's not gotten it.
Now, look, Kizzy, if we can still convince him, I watched the game yesterday. To be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of Newcastle games.
Okay.
But yesterday I took the time out to watch that game. And he was everywhere.
Right.
Apart from Alexandra Isak dragging Saliba like generator everywhere. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Really.
Murphy was everywhere. He was, and the way Newcastle set up, you have to defend, you have to attack.
Yeah.
You see him running from the back to the front to attack. So if we can convince him, he would bring a very much needed
boost in the Super Eagles.
Yeah, he will bring that strength to the Super Eagles. He will bring that experience to the Super Eagles.
Do we need him?
We talk about, sorry?
Do we need him?
Kizzy, it's not about if we need him, yeah? It's about the fact that he has that opportunity to play for Nigeria. Do we need him? Yes, we need him. But he's our own. We have to claim our own. So whether we need him or we don't need him, he's still our own. He's still our Nigerian brother.
Henry, if you say Nigerian brother, I want to tell you this, right? You're in the Netherlands, and I know you know what I'm saying. Do you realize that it takes a lot? Like, it takes a lot to convince these guys who are born abroad. It takes a lot to convince one with of Nigerian descent and the mom is British or maybe. Now, these people know. See, let's even face the facts. How well do we treat our own when they are back home? How well do we treat our players? How well do we treat our ex-internationals? See, I don't want to talk because by the time I go to invest me, some of our internationals, some of our ex-internationals, they don't have money today. Sorry to say, but that's what it sounds. Some of them are just somewhere finding a way to just, I mean, they find it very difficult to feed. These are people who have represented the national team to a high level. So you cannot play for me, see, John Fashanu will tell you the story very well. When you play for the English side, when you play for England as a player, just a debut, 1 game, 2 games, bro, it sounds like a pension. When you're done playing, they still see you. You're still getting something because you've represented the nation. You know now. You're there Europe, you know what I'm saying. But in Nigeria now, all of these things now, you know, Amaju Pinnick is one man who you could say he did so well in convincing some players. The likes of Ola Aina, I talk about, what's his name, Ademola Lookman today. So many of these players who are applying the trade now in Nigeria national team were convinced. But I'm looking at some of them that rightly say, some will say no. I don't like it when a national side, when they feel like they've lost out in one side and they now want to play for Nigeria. That one is the bad one. But I'm looking at it from that aspect. Let's bring it back home. How well have we treated our international? How well have we done them right? If these players who want to think about playing for Nigeria, switching allegiance, or possibly saying, yes, I'm a Nigerian, I want to play for Nigeria because this is my descent, how well have we treated them so far?
Kizzy, you raised a very good point. I wanted to, while you were talking, I wanted to ask you, would you really blame these guys who are born and raised abroad? Would you really blame them for not choosing to come and play for Nigeria? That's a very important question to answer there. You cannot blame them.
Right.
Because they are out there and they are seeing how Nigerians in Nigeria are being treated.
Right.
They are seeing how people who choose to play for Super Eagles are being treated. Imagine that Libya game. Imagine how the Super Eagles were treated. Do you think that any European team, let me just use England because the Premier League and everything, do you think that England now would, let's say, go to Germany to go and play a match and be treated the same way that the Super Eagles were treated on their way to Libya? Who would want to go through that experience? That even the players themselves were begging, please take us home. You get?
Yeah,
so
true.
So you cannot blame these guys for not choosing to play for Nigeria. That's the honest truth. However, yeah, we have cases where they are rejected by the country they've chosen and then they come to play for Nigeria. See, and when you look at it, yeah, you see that once they're out here, Nigeria automatically becomes the second choice for them. It becomes the second option.
Harry, who do we put the blame on that part? Who gets the blame on this very one?
Not just the NFF.
The NFF. Okay, so the NFF. Now let's talk about the strategic move. Let's talk about the Super Eagles now. New Super Eagles head coach Chelle has arrived in England. Good news as he looks to introduce himself to Nigerian Premier League-based players and he wants to outline his vision ahead of the crucial 2026 World Cup qualifier. According to reports, the Franco-Malian tactician is expected to hold discussions with several Nigerian internationals, including Fulham Dole, Alex Iwobi, Calvin Bassey, as well as also Nottingham Forest, Ola Aina, and Taiwo Awoniyi. He could also take the opportunity to check out on Southampton, Paul Onuachu, and Joe Aribo. Chelle is reportedly accompanied on the trip by his assistant, Heri Tabobi, with the agenda focused on preparing the players for Nigeria must-win qualifier game against Rwanda and Zimbabwe next month. While in England, Chelle Eric might also attempt to persuade some dual nationality players to commit their national future or international future to Nigeria. Chelsea and Darabio is one man on the radar. Brighton Coyote, Michael Coyote is another man on the radar. And Arsenal teenage sensation, Eitan Waneri. That one at Junior Saka, I like that boy die. Because these guys are still eligible to play for the Super Eagles, and these ones might just be the target. But then there's also another man who is on loan, a Chelsea loanee to Southampton, Leslie Ugochukwu, who is yet to pledge his allegiance to either France or Nigeria. Wilfred Ndidi also, despite only recently returning from injury, may also take time to meet with Eric Chelle to discuss the upcoming fixture. Nigeria qualification, Harry, I tell you, Nigeria qualification still hangs in the balance. After 4 matches, the Super Eagles sit 5th in the Group C with just 3 points, trailing leaders Rwanda by 4, with only the top 2 securing a World Cup on this part. Now, let's talk about Chelle and this move. Some people are faulting the move. Some are saying he has made a move to England, blah, 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 what have you. Now, it's a crucial one. Yesterday on the show, we talked about South African coach Hugo Broos. He said a lot. He said, I want my team to make it to the World Cup. And Nigeria is one side that they are really looking at. But looking at South Africa, they look very prepared. But for Eric Chelle, what he has done is not a wrong move. But Henry, let me ask you, how will he travel around the world? He's just a move to England. We have Osimhen in Turkey. Will he make the move to Turkey? We have Simon in the Nantes side. Will he make a move? We have Aroko Darbo in Belgium. So we ain't going to travel, go everywhere just to bring these guys, convince them or talk to them. But I think what he's doing, welcome development. I'm supporting him. But will he travel around the world to meet top? I mean, which players in the meet, apart from this one I call, is it, how does he does this move?
Really agree with you on this, that I support this move.
You support the move, right?
Because I do support the move.
Okay.
Now, your question about him traveling the globe to go and meet all these players, he doesn't have to travel the globe to meet them. But he has to talk to them, either via, like we are communicating now, digitally or some way, but he has to find a way to reach out to these players. Yeah?
Right.
However, the move to England, which to me is a big move, because we have a lot of our players are concentrated within the Premier League and Championship in England. We have a lot of our players in England, and we have a lot of potentials that he could convince in England.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to applaud this move. You know why?
Why?
Because we always have this thing that when new managers come in, they have to sell the project to the players.
Yeah.
They have to sell that vision that they are seeing. The vision that he used to convince NFF to hire him. He has to use it to also convince the players that we can go to the World Cup. We can win the AFCON. Yeah?
Yes.
And this move is something that he will see these guys, talk to them, convince them. Even these younger guys, like for me, I would personally like him to meet with Nwaneri. I like the guy. Yeah. I watched the game yesterday, and he seemed to be the only shining light in the Arsenal.
Did you see the goal that boy scored against Man City? That boy be like a small soccer. You know, see, boy, we say, see, Man City was dead on that day. Arsenal touch. Next thing was Declan Rice sending. The first touch was amazing. All he needed to do was to bend the ball on the goalpost, and Ortega could not see that ball. Even if they put 4 keeper, they're not going to catch him. I beg, if they talk to that boy, make that boy come Nigeria, I think God beg him. We need him.
See, we've already missed out on the chance of the likes of Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
We cannot miss up on a chance of Nwaneri. See, even if he doesn't go straight into our team, yeah? Even if he doesn't go straight into our first team, we should be building for the future.
Right.
So this, to me, is a welcomed call. And Kizzy, we need to win the next 2 games, though.
Yeah.
The next 2 games are a must win. If we draw any of the 2 games, or we lose 1 and draw 1, we're there for a while now.
Harry, you know what? You hear Yoruba for Nigeria. That's a Yoruba language. You know Yoruba language, Abi? You hear them?
I know Yoruba language. I know the hear.
If we go miss that one, I need the cost of guilty law. A draw is an option. A draw. See, you know how bad it is for Nigeria now? A draw is not an option. You don't see much. Say you just want to. Or see, 1-0 will do. 1-0, 1-0. Just keep winning. We'll do. We need to seal it up. And like you already said, it's a good move from Eric Chelle to meet up with these Nigerian players. But I just hope some players will not feel some kind of way. I'm just saying that's where I'm looking at it from. Just in case he does not make all of the move to some certain places, like you already said, it's not a problem. But he's done the right one, meeting some of our players. But quickly, let's get your comment on this very one. Some comments we have here. One says, Callistus Ahonono. That's the name. Ahonono says, which one be Arteta blames fatigue on Arsenal defeating Newcastle with an emoji of laughing, and also he went as far as saying that one will not be excused now. Okay. And also Felix Peters wrote on the comment section, keep them coming as well. He said the ones born here are the same. Oh, the ones born here and they are the same. Nigerian and the Nigerian No one Nigerian more than. I don't really understand that message though. Then he went as far as saying, our best players currently are Nigerians' heritage, not the ones born here. Okay, so keep them coming. Do you think this is the right move for Eric Chelle to make that move to travel to England? How good is this one? Would he have to visit all of these players to convince them? Is this a good move? Welcome development. Are you cool with it? And also for the man to convince our players who are of Nigerian descent born abroad to come ply the trade with us in the national way. Would this be good? And do we have what it takes to convince them? That's what I ask you. If you know, you know. Please drop it in the comment section. But let's quickly get on this part now. Okoye, fine boy, no pimple is in the story. Okoye return, boost Eagles World Cup preparation. It wasn't long we talked about Madiko Okoye, but let me tell you about Okoye a bit. Less than 2 months to Nigeria 26 World Cup qualifying campaign against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. The Super Eagles camp has been boosted by news that Udinese goalkeeper Madiko Okoye has returned from injury. Okoye had been sidelined for over a month after undergoing surgery to repair a torn scapholate ligament in his right wrist. But Italian publication reported that he's now resuming training, or he's resumed training, better word, with his club side Udinese. When coach Eric Chelle is also preparing his list for the AFCON, for the World Cup qualifiers. We will have Rwanda and Zimbabwe in March. Now, Madiko Okoye is expected to make the list of players for the matches pending FIFA decision on the alleged suspicious betting patterns related to the yellow card he received during the Udinese 2-1 defeat to Lazio last year. Now, according to the report, if found guilty, that's the bad of them all, Okoye could face a lengthy ban from all football-related activities as Italian regulation imposed severe penalties for athletes directly involved in manipulating match events. In that case, the former Fortuna Düsseldorf star will be ineligible to play for the Super Eagles in the next 2 games. That is about the FIFA. Let's wait to know what comes on that one. But report also, we learned that the Super Eagles management has started final preparation, including consultants with players, following FIFA official announcement of the date of the match against Rwanda. But let me talk about Okoye with you. Fine, but no pimple. Forget what you see for your face now, goalkeeper. But let's say Okoye. Henry. Madiko Okoye has not really been blessed with Nigerian call-ups. We know one time he had, he was so devastated. You know, the latest man, right? They like him a lot, but I'm just talking about his performance. He's made a move to top level football, Udinese. You know him well. You know the Eredivisie. You know what he has done there. But now coming to Nigeria, and this bad news is just somewhere. See, I love to say this, Osimhen is our number 1 in upfront star. Osimhen is Nigeria's number 1 striker, but I don't like to bail or put all my power on Osimhen. I want us to have competition every day. See, when you talk about Wabali is good, no doubt. Nigeria number 1. We said we lost Tayama, no other goalkeeper, till this man came. And shout out to Pesero for making that move to South Africa, Chippa United, to talk to him and convinced him to play for Nigeria. Not about convincing him to come at the right time and get the start. Now, Wabali has owned that goalpost. He has come like the next big thing. But Madiko Okoye, if eventually this ban or this, it falls to be innocent on this very betting scandal, bad news if it is, does this man have the composure, the pressure to mantle that press on Wabali to get that position number 1? Or will he keep playing second fiddle? I'm just saying.
Easy. Look, it's, to me, yeah, it's good to have him in the team because it will create competition. That is just it for me. Like, his return from injury is great news for the Super Eagles. It's great news for Chelle.
Right.
However, there is still that uncertainty about whether he's going to, about the FIFA investigation going on.
Yeah.
Whether he's going to be banned for violating the betting rules, you know?
Right.
Yeah. If it's cleared, it's good. It will provide the competition that we need. We need that competition in every position so that every player will sit up.
Right.
And with the new era of Eric Chelle, this is something that we want. We are not looking at now my own person be this, make a player.
Right.
You know, we are looking for, he can do the job, get him in there, or he's the top performer right now, get him in there. We're not looking at fine boy, no pimple. We are not looking at all of that. We are looking at his performance on the field. And I feel like, yeah,
right,
for the 2 games that are a must-win games, I feel like this is, I don't know if this is going to be controversial or anything, yeah?
Okay.
I feel like bringing him into the team right now is not a good idea because of the scandal going on. It will distract him as well.
Okay.
I feel like it will distract him. It will distract also the players that will be around him.
All
And
right.
these two games, we do not need any sort of distraction. We must focus on winning those two games.
Okay.
That's my opinion
All
on
right.
bringing him into the team. But it is a welcome development that he's back from injury.
Okay, so it's a welcome development. We have to bring some comments later on. When we'll go check the editorial, what some of you rightly sent as of yesterday and also the day after. Like we read my comments, we need to bring them on radio and also on TV as well. Now, there's a huge admiration. One man is really saying, yes, Osimhen is a good player. You know, do we respect what we have? That's my question now. Now, let's talk about Victor Osimhen. Former Southampton defender Jose Fonte believes Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen would have become another Didier Drogba had Chelsea signed him. He made this known amid the Blues' inability to sign the Nigerian international during the summer transfer window. Now, moving on, speaking of reports, Fonte stated that Victor Osimhen is aggressive, Victor Osimhen is fast, Victor Osimhen is clever, and is very powerful. Now, Fonte went as far as saying, Chelsea is currently crying for a striker. Look at Chelsea now. They are looking for a striker. He could be another Didier Drogba for them. He's a winner. They have a different style of player, and Drogba is a legend, but Victor Osimhen has space. Victor Osimhen has got power. He's technically quality player, and he wins his duels. That one is true. I don't know where for getting jump power, and he's such a handful for defenders. Now, Victor Osimhen is one man everybody knows. There's something he said about, during that Finidi saga, I still fault the NFL for not putting a sanction to him because that's the national team coach at that point. He did so wrong. I'm not going to take that if it was me. But I'm looking at the part when a player like Fonte is coming to say, when I saw Victor Osimhen to Galatasaray, I thought it was a foolish move that no Premier League club had to sign him. He said once Osimhen gets to the Premier League, I think he will bully defenders. He's aggressive, he's fast, he's so clever. He said when I met with him in the Champions League, it was so soft with me because I'm 40, but it was like a nightmare. But then, Osimhen said something during that Finidi George saga. I'm not saying I'm supporting what he said, but I picked one word. That's the only good thing I think I would say. Everything he said, doubts about his opinion, but I just don't think I like the way the story went. But I'm talking about Victor Osimhen on the power. He said, everybody knows me. Whenever I play for my country, I give my best. Whenever I play for Napoli and Meloni to Galatasaray, I give my best. Even in Galatasaray, at some point, as the last 2 months or thereabout, he had an issue with some of his players. Altercation by the tunnel. Why? He was complaining, you guys don't play for me, you don't give me this ball. He wants to win every game. And if he score, come on in mass. Now, big player, but I'm not be saying they carry talk. But Victor Osimhen, an African saying, Henry, let's be realistic. We have Rwanda game in Kigali. It can't be like since we appoint our new coach, all our players don't play well. I don't know how they are doing it. Cyril Deza is coming goals, he's on fire. Aroko Dare, are you seeing Belgian Pro League? He's doing so well, scoring goals for himself. What's the name? Onyedika is playing well. Oh no, actually, don't go Chukwuemeka inside Southampton. All of them are now, coach, you must see me. Everybody wants to be part of the team. Valencia, Sadio Kamau is there. They have won like 4 games in a straight now. So every Nigerian player, they buckle up. They want it for Chelle. But Henry, I still want to ask you this question. This man we have as our coach, is it the man, before you talk about Osimhen, is he the man that can say, if Osimhen is not good enough, sit on the bench like he did with Bissouma in Mali? Does he have what it takes to do that?
What it takes to do that. We've seen him do it in the Malian team. Yeah. We just hope that the NFF will give him that support when he does it. Because he'll come out and say it that I don't want Osimhen is not playing the way I want. He'll put him on the bench.
Okay.
Yeah. But if he does that, we know how we as Nigerians will come out all guns blazing. I just hope that we as Nigerians and the Football Federation, we can come out to support him when he makes those tough calls. Because we've known him as a manager who can make those calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And regarding Victor Osimhen and Chelsea, I think Chelsea really dropped the ball on not signing Osimhen.
Yeah.
However, there is still an opportunity for them to sign him. Yeah. Jose Fonte,
right.
He's spot on.
Okay.
Yeah? Because when you look at Osimhen, he has everything to be the next robber.
Right.
He does.
You agree with him?
Yes, I do agree with him. He does. Look, Osimhen is fast. He's strong. And I don't think there's any defender that Osimhen cannot bully. That's it. He can. There's no defender that will come out and say even when he played against Osimhen that Osimhen was an easy striker to defend against. Now Chelsea are struggling with a reliable number 9. Imagine putting a Victor Osimhen in that Chelsea side. I feel like their current struggles with goals and Jackson and all of those, it would reduce significantly. Another thing with Victor Osimhen is his mentality. Osimhen has a strong winning mentality, and you see that every game he plays, there is this hunger for goals. When you give him the ball, you know that he can hold up the ball, and in front of goal he would finish. That's just it for me. So he would really add the much needed attack that Chelsea are lacking, or that cutting edge striker that Chelsea are lacking right now. If they can make the move for Victor Osimhen in the summer, it would really improve their team significantly.
Do we rate Osimhen? I mean, do you rate Osimhen as a world-class striker?
We've seen him do it in the Serie A. He's doing it now in Galatasaray as well. Of course, he's a world-class striker. If we can say that Erling Haaland is a world-class striker, then what stops Victor Osimhen?
Why are you bringing Haaland to this conversation? Why Haaland? I mean, won a lot of trebles. I mean, he's won treble. He's won a lot of trophies. I mean, goals mentality, goal wise. I mean, he's far better than Osimhen. Why?
He is far better. No, he is far better than Osimhen. But also, you have to compare the team that he's playing for.
Really?
Yes.
But I think Haaland has made his mark for everywhere he's gone. Salzburg as well. Dortmund. I mean, scoring goals for himself.
And what about Norway?
Oh, Norway. You want to compare Norway national team with clubs that football? He's scoring goals in Norway anyway. It's not like.
I mean, he does. But when you talk about it, Osimhen does it all. He has done it in Napoli. He's doing it now in Galatasaray. He does it for the Super Eagles as well. But his job, like Kizzy, I had a conversation with someone, and they told me the job of a striker is not to dribble. It's not to defend. The job of a striker is, if you get the ball in the box, can you put it past the goalkeeper? And Victor Osimhen has proven that he does that time and time again.
Okay, but I don't know, but Haaland does that more. Haaland is just that out and out man, traditional striker. There's no comparison. Haaland is the box man. But shout out to Osimhen. You know why we rate Osimhen? Because he's a Nigerian. I mean, they can't jump out when you get Haaland, not get him. So I'm not comparing both, right? But I don't think there's a comparison between both guys.
I'm not comparing, but I'm saying that if we are putting Haaland as a world-class striker, what stops Osimhen from being a world-class striker?
And Osimhen has won the Scudetto as well. He's won the African best, so no discrimination. All right, so let's talk more quickly. Let's talk about another Nigerian player. Yesterday, I've seen him go there. He did that. It's normal. He's like celebrating man. Boniface again. He's on the score sheet again. Victor Boniface was on target again as Bayer Leverkusen came from a 2-0 down to beat Cologne 3-2 after extra time and qualified for the semi-final of the DFB Pokal on Wednesday. Boniface has now scored in a back-to-back game for Leverkusen after getting on the score sheet and scored on target 3-1 win against Hoffenheim in the league on Sunday. The Nigerian international, who came on the 76th minute, scored Leverkusen's third goal 80 minutes into extra time to complete the comeback. This man is now like on fire. We've seen him. His goal tally is not bad. I mean, if you look at how much games he's played at Leverkusen, not bad, not shy goal-wise. He's doing well for himself. And yesterday when I saw him score, because I was seeing that very game at home, and they were losing. That was a celebration. They were losing, and Patrick Schick scored. But when it got to that late time, Victor Boniface was just there to grab what proved to be the winning goal for Leverkusen as they defeated Cologne. Now, I ask you, and I'm saying again, Boniface should be in a devastating mood now. Why am I saying this? We not say Nigeria, we not say everywhere you have to be. Say road bend. Not me say you bend Wakaput. Henry, you know the story. You know as Nigeria just be. You didn't allow me say no that for you. See, Boniface, normally Boniface I know go don't calculate how much they go pay for Saudi Arabia. If to say he make that move. And that move was a bridge, he didn't work. So it was so bad that he didn't go to Saudi. Not for me, I'm not supporting him, but I know he wanted to go. He wanted to leave, but that did not work. And then the Saudi side, Al Nassr, signed in John Duran. So Ronaldo, Mane, John Duran of Aston Villa in that side. But Boniface, after that transfer that did not go well, he still picked up. He's having a bad start with the Super Eagles. But we will replicate this back to Nigeria. Can we see a Victor Boniface come alive? Recently, the last game he played in Nigeria, France the best. Many pundits come and say, Osimhen, what's his name? Boniface is not a striker. I'm not call him again. But I said, cut him some slack. He's played less game. We know what's his name? Akpobo Rie, ex-international. How many goals did he score for national? We've seen some players who played their trade, who played in Nigeria, they didn't score much goals. So Boniface never played reach 20 matches. So he never played even reach 15 match for Nigeria. So we should call him some slack. But can we see Boniface replicating the same thing that he does in Germany in Nigeria? When and how and why and when? That's a question. Crazy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, for every player, that move that collapsed could have had a mental impact on him. But we see Victor Boniface coming out and still shining. To me, yeah, I consider Boniface to be a beast of a player.
Really?
I do. He's one player that when you need something, he will come on and he gives his all. And see, I know that in the Nigerian team, he has not really replicated as we would have expected. But then again, the Nigerian team is not as organized as the team he plays for in Germany, as Leverkusen. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be up to the Nigerian coach to organize his team in a way that they will be able to supply the balls to the striker. It doesn't matter who is playing. It doesn't matter if it's Boniface, if it's Osimhen, because what we see in that Nigerian striking position is, to me, I call it a dead shift. They are just shifting from middle to defense, and when we have the ball, we in the box, we never utilize it for anything because they never receive the ball.
Yeah.
So if we can build our team in a way that, let me give you an example from yesterday's match.
Okay.
Newcastle, defense is well organized, but once they have the ball, you see Isaac.
Yeah.
They are always trying to look for the striker. But in the Nigerian team, we can make 100 passes just between our defense, our midfielder and our defense, but the ball never shifts to the striker.
Right.
If it shifts to the striker, it's going to be when the striker is in the middle and the ball goes back to our defense.
Yeah.
So the way we play does not favor the likes of Boniface, who is give him the ball in the box and he will make something happen.
So let's say. Yeah. So you mean literally? Let me take it from you. I mean, Leverkusen play for him. So it's about the style of play.
It is about the style of play for almost every player, Kizzy. If you want them to shine, it's about the style of play. The reason why a lot of people come out to criticize the team, which I fan, Man United, is because they don't have a style of play. At least under Erik ten Hag, there was no style of play.
Okay.
And for the Nigerian Super Eagles team, I don't see any style of play.
Okay, so we have a new coach now. You want to cut him some slack, Eric Chelle, and the style of play. One thing about Chelle, you know, I've sounded so sweet about Eric. I like his name, but let's look at the part where Eric Chelle is new to the team and he's a playing coach. And he said, see, like I said yesterday on the show, Pesero did not do so bad by how far he took us, even though I think where he did bad was about the World Cup qualifiers. But I'm looking at the Nations Cup, he was given an ultimatum. And you qualified Nigeria to the semi-final. He broke the chains, got to the final. He did not win it. And if you watch the Nations Cup well in Ivory Coast, the way we played from the group stage, the quarters, the semis to the final was different. I mean, it was different to the final. The final game was, I don't even know what happened in that final. It be like I said, the Australians even no go play. I don't want to start blaming now. It's old story, but we saw some player, like one or two guys who started in that very game from the right. I don't want to call names. Who wasn't really starting. I mean, okay, let me even call the name. Was Chukwueze. Yes, in the final, and he came to start. So no disrespect to him. I don't want to say they told him what to do or what not to do. But one thing all these managers does, if they're coming, they always come with their assistant. Now that's Tari Tabubi, that's his name. He works with Eric Chelle, that's the assistant. But I'm just looking at our national team now, Henry. We want to dominate. We are the playing side. We are playing country. We like to dominate the game. That's what we do. Who should get a start? What should be the call-up criteria? What is the opportunity of those guys who play the trade in the MPFL? He has said recently he saw some chanting. He likes the way they play. Blah, 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 blah. The last outcome was just one MPFL player who made a call. Ojo Olorunleke. So I don't know. I'm just saying, Henry, you are in the Netherlands. You know this more. When you see the Dutch team play, There's no how. Okay, let me just call some players, right? The Dutch will definitely call Frankie de Jong. He's in Barcelona. They'll call Tijani the Rangers. You know, they call players in the midfield. Look, Gravenberg, this guy's in the midfield. They call players, Gordy Gakpo, bringing players away from the countryside, but there's always a space for the national team. Nigeria is not like that. The last we were like that a bit was in 2013. Obabona, Sunday Mba, you know the story. But looking at this now, see, who should be called up to that national team? What should be the criteria for Chelle to bring in the boys to the team?
Easy for me, the criteria, yeah?
Right.
Like I've always said, consistency, fitness, hunger for the games should be a criteria. Form should be a criteria.
Yeah. Form.
Are you form, yeah. Form. Are you performing in the current space where you are in your clubs where you play? And like, we don't need bench players. We need our players to fight for their shirts in the clubs they are playing for. Because if you're just on the bench and you're chilling on the bench, what's giving us that assurance that when you come into the Super Eagles squad that you'll be able to perform? So we need players who are hungry to play. We don't need people who just come and relax.
Okay.
You get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So form, consistency, fitness, hunger. Those to me are the criteria I will look out for when calling up these guys to come play for the Super Eagles.
Okay. All right. So quickly, I saw this one, but before we talk about this one, I don't know if we have those comments ready, so we can bring it to you. So you can see some comments out there on social media, what people have said about the national team. We read them to you. I think about 4 of them. It's quite more, but let's just get like 4 of them on the show and read and tackle it. Let's get on the full side quickly on this part. Correct. Now, Stephen Okoro has come to say, honestly, NFF is the problem of Nigerian football, and for us to make it to the World Cup, they shouldn't interfere with the coach selection. Okay, coach selection. All right, what's next? Let's see. This one says, oh goodness me, quite long. He said, I personally played for Nigeria from the Flying Eagles to the national team. Once Okoha is on the money, I don't know what that means though. He said, okay, there is no good time to say the truth. Having a group of players who has not engineered the team to win anything will have to go. We'll have to go? Okay, this is how it's done in every walk of life. Decision making has been an issue. Decision delayed is a decision not made. Oh, that's the point anyways. He said, check around the world and see who are the people that manage football. E.g. Cameroon, Morocco, Spain, Germany, USA. Okay, that's that's Charles Johnson. I see you, 7360. What more is there? Let's see. This one, I want to see. Oh, look, Gabam Dele, you not get joy. He said, I want to see Heartland versus Super Eagles friendly before Rwanda and Zimbabwe game. I don't know why he wants Heartland. I don't know what about Heartland. Why must he be Heartland? I did the best in the MPFL, but he knows better. Let's see more. Okay. This one says, how in heaven's sake do you support a group of individuals that can hire a coach for 2 years? Soccer management is not the same as going to a tailor to patch your paint, and it's what this group has done with this team. Can you manage a basketball team if you never played a game at any level? I don't know. That's the question. See, Henry, who did I ask this question? What does it mean? You can explain better. You're an analyst. You can tell me. Can you manage a basketball? Henry, please tell me. Can you manage a basketball team if you've not played the game to a level, or if you've never played the game? Is it possible? Of course, yes. That's the question. Yes, but it's true. You can manage it. Management, you can study it, right? It works. But I know what it's driving to. Yeah.
I know what he's driving to, yeah. But you can manage a basketball team without playing basketball.
Yeah.
You can also manage a football team without playing football.
Sure, true.
And we have great examples too, like the likes of Jose Mourinho.
Right.
He is a great manager. He's a great man manager, and we see the likes of Mikel will be coming out to testify.
Yeah, true.
What he does in the during halftime and during training, so you can manage a team without ever playing the game.
Okay, so go on.
But I know that he's trying to drive towards the NFF leadership.
Okay, so I'm sorry, apologies, Henry. I was trying to cut you off sometime on the show today. I apologize sincerely. I'm just trying to pace. We need to run it. Like, we'll have the media news coming up for 12. And quickly, I did say this one. Keep your comments coming. Tomorrow we can bring it on the show more. Haruna on Christ, the solid rock, has come to say, we should pray for Victor Osimhen. This one is touching and emotional. We should pray for Victor Osimhen, Ola Aina, Demola Lookman, who's currently injured, and then Ola Aina and all our players against injury. Please, Henry said we need to start praying. These guys, our game in March, like South African coach said, now must win. It's or do or die. We must win those games to propel us to be part of the World Cup. If we don't win those 2 games, I don't know where we are going to. But Henry, injury prayers, hope you're praying.
If we can pray all the prayer we want, if they are going to get injured, they will still get injured. Forget that thing.
You say?
I say forget that thing. If they are going to get injured, you can pray from now till December, they will still get
Henry,
injured.
your mouth not good though, but just support, be optimistic now. You go pray, not go pray.
No. Look, I never pray for any player, not just our players. I never pray for any player
to be injured.
You know, I'm a Man United fan, and I was watching the game when Lisandro Martinez got injured, and it really broke my heart. I never want to see any player leaving the field.
Okay, that's the part I want to hear from you. Thank you so much, Henry, for doing this with me. It was so amazing having you on the show. It was so much fun. Just how time flies when you have fun. But we need to call it a close. You already know, Henry. Whatever has got to start will come to an end. Thank you so much, Henry, from the Netherlands. Tomorrow will be another day on the show. Sports Republic will come your way, and that will be Friday. Guess what? On Fridays, we don't speak English. We come with the pidgin. That's the vernacular. We can talk on the show so we can do more on the Sports Republic. We are Voice of the People TV. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also drop your comments and also click that notification button so each time the show is on, you already know that we are here. I remain to be your host on the Sports Republic show. My name is Kizuke. I remain the only football analyst without a jersey. I'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Nigerian time.